Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Nelly, and I am a realtor, a romance author, and an up-and-coming Pilates instructor. And this is a weekend in my life. Happy Saturday. We're here at another open house. I'm at another condo. I really like condos. I do, but also they are the ones that tend to be offered. Don't mind my arms. Those infections from last week are still here. They're less, but they're still here. So my mom's been wrapping them and stuff. Yeah, I know. And also the worst kind of positions. But this does kind of make me look like one of those early 2000s superheroes, like not Kim Possible, but one of those eras, you know? Anyway, we're at an open house. I actually thought this was a virtual staging. Apparently it's a real staging, because there's, to be fair, not the entire place is not staged, but there's some furniture here, so it's really cool. It is also currently 10:15 a.m. because I didn't have a ride, so I either had to get a ride at 10 a.m. and drop everything off and do everything, or not be able to do the open house at 1 p.m. So I just did it early. I already put up my signs. I just need to put up the ones in the front. Yeah, I came and looked at the place. Right now I'm gonna actually go, hold on. I brought this little bag with me. It's my Strawberry, but inside I have these little postcard things that I made when I first started, because I wasn't really sure what kind of postcards to do, so I made these for a neighborhood. Technically not this neighborhood, technically the neighborhood one over. So if I walk like 20 to 25 minutes, I will be there. I will be on the edge of there, but I will be there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just go drop these off in mailboxes. They are also March stats instead of like May, possibly even April. So I don't really want to door knock with them because they are kind of past their due, but figure I have them, might as well just drop them off. It's a touch either way. If you don't know what a touch is, which there's no reason why you should, a touch is like realtors want to do 4 touches every month. A touch is basically just how you see us. So you basically want to get in front of someone 4 times a month. Postcards are a great way to do that, but also postcards people just throw away. So I also have, these are the ones that I made first, because when I first started, they were like, oh, like that's the type of stuff you go door knocking with, so I made them, and then I never used them. So, but I also have these, which is literally just a list of farmers markets and what days there are. These I always have on my open houses, but I also want to like drop them off and like mailboxes and stuff, because these are more likely that someone would keep it and just tack it up on their fridge or put it next, like somewhere in their kitchen, you know, so one randomly, if they're like, oh, I want to go to farmer's market, they can just check, you know. I figured that, and then my picture's right there, because you know. But yeah, I'm not gonna go drop these off in mailboxes. These I just have with me. I'm gonna do these first because I have 50 of them. It's also very hot outside, so that's gonna be very exciting. This door literally doesn't lock. I literally, like, the key fits, but the thing refuses to go inside. It won't lock. Like, it locks if I do it not against the door jamb, but once I put it into the door jamb, it's like, now I'm not gonna fit into my spot. What am I supposed to do, bro? Well, I guess that means I can't go out, but it also means when I finish my open house, I can't lock this door. I can't even lock it from the inside. I have to like deadbolt it. The actual lock does not work. I don't know how they got it in there, but it's not working for me. The person selling this house, the agent selling this house, says she's gonna stop by during the open house. So I'm gonna ask her about that. Hopefully she does stop by. But until then, we're on day 16 of the Author 75 Hard. We've been doing it every single day without fail. We've been doing a great job, by the way. So we're just gonna do that. Yesterday, I had skipped chapter 13 a while ago. Yesterday I went back, I had 180 words already written, and I wrote into like 1700 words. So it was a great day. And that perspective that chapter 13 was, that perspective I've skipped another time. I think it was like chapter 25. So I'm thinking I might do that now, or because the next chapter, based on like, I just finished 28 a few days ago, 29 is also from that person's perspective. So I'm like, we could just focus on that perspective for a few days, but also, I don't know. Also, chapter 22 and 27 are written scenes, but they're not finished scenes because I don't really know. I don't really know how things are gonna play, especially 27. Cause yeah, so wow, I should have been filming from here. Natural light can never be beat, but I just want to show. I have been so bloated these past few days. I am on my luteal, so that could be why. But it's also, for Lent, I gave up processed sugar. So basically anything that said add sugar, I didn't eat, I didn't touch. So for 6 weeks, I didn't touch that stuff, and I was looking great, feeling great, all that stuff. I did lose a little bit of weight. And then I continued it semi after Lent, like not that much. Because my goal was with Lent to make it a lifestyle thing and then continue that on, and then like sometimes add it in, but then I think I just added in too much. Especially in May, I was less active in May. So we're back to it, and I'm trying to do no added sugar most days rather than every day. So that like the goal would be every day, but then, you know, some days you can add it in, especially days that I'm working all day. Like if I have to go get something to eat, I'm not gonna worry about if there's added sugar in there or not, stuff like that. But I can't even leave the condo today, so I don't have to worry about that. Although, if I really get hungry because I haven't eaten, I had a banana today because I was like, oh, on my walk, I could grab something. We'll see. I might have to like, I don't even know if I have a DoorDash app, but I might have to do something like that. We'll see. I have to get really desperate to do something like that because I hate spending money on eating out. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. Since I'm stuck here, we're just gonna do the little tour, front door, cute little window, into dining room and kitchen, don't mind my stuff, into living area, balcony, and there's a cute little fireplace right there. Over on this side, we have a closet for storage, and we have a bathroom. There's a brighter light in here, but it also comes, hello, that's us. Look at that. And then right across is our bedroom with beautiful natural light. This entire place gets amazing light. And a closet. Then you leave, get more storage right there. You also have a closet right there. But you come this way, this is like AC unit, that stuff. This was washer dryer. Then you come into the primary with, again, perfect natural lighting with a balcony. Got a walk-in closet and the bathroom. I really like this bathroom. It's super cute. It's like very cottagey. I in fact did not have DoorDash on my phone, but I had Uber Eats and Grubhub, so I reloaded them because I've not used them in a while. And I reloaded Uber Eats. I took a video. I was scrolling, I was like, why does it say Waitrose right there? And then I'm reading and it was like more British grocery stores. I'm like, what? For a second I was like, did they bring Waitrose to Los Angeles? No, it was programmed. That shows you the last time I used my Uber Eats was fall 2023 because it was programmed to the place that I was staying at when I went for my 24th birthday. So I just loved it. I was like, whatever. I went out to Grubhub and I did find a coffee place. We'll see if I end up ordering. It is kind of, it's like expensive, but also it's not as much as I thought it was gonna be, you know? We'll see. Guys, it's only 1 p.m. now, and I'm bored because I've been here for hours when I was supposed to be walking and doing my postcard drop-offs. I'm like, I'm ready to go home, but like it literally just started. So we'll see who comes by, and hopefully that agent comes by so that she could teach me how to lock the door. So the agent stopped by, and I'm convinced this door is gaslighting me because it worked when she did it. Okay, and then we unlocked it, and she was like, here, you give it a try. It worked when I did it that time. I was like, I promise you. To be fair, it didn't work a few times when she was trying it, so like she could tell it wasn't working. But this door is gaslight. If this door doesn't lock when I leave, I'm gonna kill someone, okay? I'm being dramatic, I know. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, she came by, and while she was here, I had people come visit, like to see the place. So I have never sat with an agent before, so like I'm just winging it this whole time. Every single one I've been winging it because I was supposed to, the first few, sit with agents so I could see how it's done, like how people work it, but they just never did. They just threw me in, so I was like, all right, we're throwing in. So I mean, I've been figuring it out as I go, and I do think I've gotten better, but I'm still rather horrible at like trying to figure out when to talk about stuff, like pressuring people to write down their names while not pressuring them, stuff like that. So I mean, we were both kind of tandem working it, but I let her. She was just much better at it than I am. So she was doing a lot more of the talking, so I was able to see like how she leads conversations certain ways. So we'll see. If someone else comes, then I can try it. If they don't come, then I could try it for my next open house next week. So yeah, we've had 2 sets of visitors. There was a family, and I believe they were a couple, but I'm not sure. So, also, the agent who has this house listed, my favorite agent at our, well, yeah, I'd say she's my favorite. Her and our assistant manager, because they're both the same type, in my opinion. They're both very blunt, but like, they're not necessarily nice, but they're very kind. And they're like the no bullshit, like they will help you. That specific type, I love. Also, they're both Jewish, so what does that say about me? I brought one of the chairs to sit in the kitchen so that I can charge my phone. But while we're here, I figured we could talk a little bit about the Author 75 Hard and how my book is going. So, Author 75 Hard, we're on day 16. I've done half of my words for the day and half of my posts for the day. I haven't checked for sales or anything yet, but those are always easy. And I haven't read yet, but I tend to do that at night. It's going really well. I'm very happy with how it's going. The book I'm working on is Broken, which is what I'm calling it for now. It's Broken Draft 2. So I finished Draft 1 February or January. End of January, mid-February, somewhere around there. No, I think it was end of January. And then March 14th, I know this because I've written down my notebook. I started Draft 2. And I got like nothing in the first 2 months, from March 14th to like May, I don't know, 14, 15, something like that. So like literally right before I started this challenge, I got 25,000 words done. Yeah. Right now I'm at 46, not counting today. We're at like 46 and a half, something like that. So I've almost doubled it in like 2 weeks. And that's just because my number is 1,300. If my number was higher, obviously it would have been different. But I also, because I was so inconsistent with writing, I didn't want a hugely high number. My goal, it's May 31st, is to have it done by the end of June, 30th of June. Problem is, there's approximately 98 scenes. I say approximately because some of the scenes end up being like 200-300 words, like they're very short. But technically it's a different scene, so it kind of is a different scene. So like 98 scenes, of which so far 40, because the 650 I added today was to a scene, so that made it 40 scenes done. So I still have 58 scenes left. And we're at 47,000 words, which means, based on all those calculations, this draft is gonna be 113,000 words. I'm still calculating in my head 100,000, but it's gonna be 113,000 words, which means in June, I have to write over 60,000, which puts it at over 2,000 a day. So we'll see. At the very least, like early July, I'd like to finish this draft, because then I want to go into draft 2, Beasts, which I Beast and Broken draft 1 I wrote at the same time during my 100K in a month in January. So I want to go into draft 2 of that, and hopefully have it take way less time than this draft 2 is taking. A couple things about this. Broken and Beast are both similar in the sense that they're first books in the fantasy series that I thought was going to be $5 each, but I don't think so anymore. I think now they'll probably be trilogies each. We'll see. They might end up being $5, but I think there will be trilogies right now. That's what similarities they both have. Possible trilogies, fantasy. Technically they're romance too, but it's a very deep slow burn to the point where I can guarantee they're not kissing in the first book for Beasts. I can almost guarantee, right now I can guarantee they're not kissing in Broken either. So right now, the main couples are not kissing in the first books. Like, that's how slow burn we're talking. And in terms of Broken, there aren't, that I can think of off the top of my head, any side couples. Beasts has multiple side couples, so you will get romance in Beasts, you just won't get it from the main couple. But it's multiple both are multiple POV, so you'll get other like perspectives as well. The main perspectives you get are the male and the female. Other similarity we both have. This was not done on purpose, okay? Both have females with brown hair, a little bit darker skin, kind of like me, but like probably lighter skin. But like this, right? Not really eye color. And then in the boys, the male main characters are both blondes. So that was not done on purpose. The eye colors are probably not the same on both. I know the girls aren't. I'm trying to think what eye color I gave to the one in Beasts. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm pretty sure the eye colors are none of them the same, but they're both blonde male main characters and brunette female main characters. So those are the things that I think of off the top of my head that they have in common. Things they don't have in common. Broken is basically a vampire romance. They're not called vampires, and really the only things they have in common with vampires that make them vampires is that they drink blood. Important. And all of their heightened senses. Other than that, like the sun doesn't affect them, stuff like that, like is not a problem. Whereas Beasts is not like that. Beasts, it's called Beasts because there are so many different types of monsters and beasts and stuff within that world. But I'd say Broken is more fun. Like they're going into a tournament. It's a predator prey. It's not enemies to lovers. It's predator prey. They're not enemies. Okay, it's not her fault that she's the prey. It's not his fault that she's his prey. You know, they're not enemies. I don't write a good enemies to lovers. I know that about myself, so I just don't. There's no point. In Beasts, they're strangers to allies. They're like strangers to she's helping him with something to allies. I don't really know what that's called. But Beast is also a lot more emotional because our female main character, well, both, I don't know why I say female, both went through a lot before the start of them, before the main start of the book, because there's like 3-4 chapters that are like basically prologue chapters while ago, and then you jump into it. Now, that section between prologue chapters and actual story is about 18 months. Those 18 months, I want to do a prequel novella to, which right now I'm calling Faith. Again, these aren't the real titles. Where I'm just going through a bunch of stuff that happens so you can get a clearer idea of what these two characters, well, all of them, but those two specifically went through. But yeah, as I say that, Beast is much more emotional because of the shit that they've gone through. Broken, there's like obviously hard scenes in it and all that, but it's not really emotional. Like, you know, you're having fun. They're in a tournament. They're like, yeah, it's fun. Oh, and they're both not up for pre-order because I have no idea when they're releasing, but they are both on Goodreads. They do both have dates that they're releasing on Goodreads that I just made up. But I'm hoping I can keep those dates because I really like those dates. Basically, Broken is set to release May 2026, so exactly 1 year. Technically less because we're done with May now. And Beast is set to release August 2026. So we'll see. I think if I could be done with like a draft 4 or in the middle of draft 4 by the end of this year, then those release dates can stick. But I don't know about that, because I also want to be done fully prior to, like 2 months prior to release, so that I have like the time to just market and ARC readers and stuff, where I don't have to worry about tweaking it, other than like if an ARC reader finds a typo or something, other than tweaking stuff like that. I want like 2 months where I don't have to worry about that, because I've done it before where it's, I think, up to a month before, but even then I'm like constantly proofreading it and stuff like that. I want to kind of just 2-3 months would be nice, but at least 2 months before it's going out to our readers, everyone's getting it, it's basically fully complete by then. Which means if let's say mid-May, that means by mid-March it has to be completely done, which means by the beginning of March proofreading has to be commencing, which means edits, copy edits, all that have to happen in February/end of January, which means final drafts have to be in at the beginning of January. To be fair, which means I have to be through like 4 drafts or so by the end of the year, based on how I used to write. I think now it's actually gonna take more drafts, because 4 to 5 is what I used to do. And then it would go into like copy editing and all of those other drafts. But I think this time around is because my books usually tended to be so focused on romance that I wasn't, mind you, I was like 22 years old, okay? I'm not that much older now, but still. I want these focuses to be on the fantasy aspects and like the having fun aspects and stuff, and then the romance just tends to be there, because I cannot live without a romance, you know? But because of that, I want to really focus in on beta readers, because I always did that before, I always did it after draft 2. But I think I'm gonna do it after draft 3 this time. What I might do, if I can find them, critique partners after draft 2, so when this draft is over, I'm gonna have to read this and be like, hey, these points I already know, okay? You don't have to tell me. These people don't have names, just ignore that. Stuff like that. But I think, because I've never done a critique part, I also don't know how to find them. But I want to do that, and then do beta readers after draft 3, possibly after draft 4, depending how it's going. I want to do that for both of them, but considering I want to release Broken first, I need to focus on Broken first. So yeah, that was a huge ramble. Also, I technically am working on another book called Temptations. It's called Temptations of a Good Girl. That's the full name, but I'm calling it Temptation. That one is the first book in the Romanov series, for Romanov trilogy. It's a spin-off to Promise of a Lifetime, my contemporary. But the Romanovs are a mafia family, so it's a mafia romance. And I have not been in the contemporary mood as of 2025. So writing contemporary is just not gripping me. So I think maybe like July or so, I'm gonna read a bunch of mafia books to get myself back in the mood, and then try to jump into it, because I have, I don't even know, maybe like a few chapters of it written, and then I just stopped. Also, book 3 in that series, I cannot wait for it. It's gonna be emotional. But I cannot wait for it. Also, I forgot to state, all 3 of those books that I'm technically working on, Broken, Beast, and Temptations, all of the female main characters' names start with N. Isn't that crazy? In Broken, her name is Nora. In Beast, her name is Natalia. She goes by Tali, but her name is Natalia. And in Temptations, her name is Nairi. Also, in Broken and Beast are 2 similar fantasy books. Both male main characters have Irish Celtic names. Broken, his name is Alistair, and in Beast, his name is Lachlan. So, you guys, I just took a shower. It's almost midnight, and I didn't finish 75 hard, because after my open house, I came home. I have a little like atamhatik, which is a first tooth party for my niece tomorrow. So we went and got a bunch of stuff ready for that, had dinner, got more stuff ready for it, and they're currently doing like the balloon arch and stuff. So I forgot about it. Good thing is I've gotten everything else done, and I have the 630 words from when I was at the open house, but I never continued. Part of me is like, let me just let it pass for today, and tomorrow tomorrow I'm gonna try to get all 1,300. And tomorrow morning I'm doing Pilates all day, and then I'm coming for the atamhatik, the party. And I don't know when that's gonna be done. And I have to go return the key for the open house later in the afternoon. So maybe tomorrow night. But then tomorrow night, all of us might gather and just like hang out. So for this weekend, I'm giving it a pass. I think what I'm gonna do is, we'll see how tomorrow goes. I'm still gonna try to complete it tomorrow. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna continue day 16 until Monday. So I'm not gonna restart because it's technically I'm almost done. I just need the other half of my writing, which right now I'm gonna go help, so I can't. And then tomorrow, I don't know what it's gonna look like. We'll see. So day 16 might just continue on to Monday. I spoke too soon earlier. Happy Sunday! I just got back. It's like 1:15. We were at the Pilates studio building reformers for a while, trying to figure out what those reformers are, the springs and all that. I'm gonna do all of that tomorrow because they're quite different from what I'm used to, and we're just like figuring out strap lengths and all that. Doing that tomorrow. But we had a really fun time. We were there for like 4 hours putting everything together. We were there. It was my two brothers and my brother's two best friends. They went and they were doing the building. My sister-in-law and I were there for like moral support. No, we helped a little bit. And then at the end, we were putting them through a few moves, mostly her. So it was really fun. Just got back. My hair's a little bit mess. Oh, I also took videos of, so it's the Pilates room. And then in the middle is the bathroom, and it's gonna be like a little office, not closed office space with like a little desk, mini fridge, microwave, coffee machine for like the workers there. And in the back room, we're gonna do a little private training, like gym experience. So I took videos of those. They're dirty right now, ignore that. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready right now for festivities, and then we're gonna be doing that. I'll probably throw in like B-roll of that, but I'm not gonna actually film anybody, so. I'm just gonna be getting ready for bed right now, but I talk so much today, my throat is sore. Anyway, I posted some videos. I'm gonna go do my reading right now, actually. I've checked my sales. I did not do any writing, not even a little bit, because I've been busy all day, okay? Because we set up, and then at like 2:30ish, people started showing up, and they didn't leave until like, I don't know, 8:30. And then we had other stuff to do with the clean up and all that, so yeah. So that's the end of the day. I actually got like no B-roll from the party. We had like jumper food, all that for the thing that she picked out. Cause the point of the atamhatik is when you get your first tooth, you do this thing, and then the thing you grab off the table is what you're gonna be. My nephew, her brother, picked up a bottle of pills, so like a doctor, pharmacist kind of thing. She picked up a stethoscope, so very medically inclined over there. But yeah, happy Sunday.